This is the finished almond label, all done, just some graphics, just kind of showing you some other designs that the Market District has done, just to give you an idea of some of the style, or at least the flavor of it. It already has some crosshairs in it with the ruler guide, so just making a circle, taking the fill out just so you have the circle part there, and just using Market, centering the type, changing it to Helvetica or just a sans serif font that you may find. So all the fonts are up to you to try to put this together. Under the character palette, just adjusting the vertical and horizontal scale, and then just putting TM, locating it so it's all connected. The Market is separate, but just go in the envelope with the arc distort, and it's all centered. So once it's in there and you want to edit it, you have to double click on it to get it into the isolation mode. And I just put these little option 8 for the dots on either side like a glyph. And I took off the scaling, so it's just these two circles on either side, but option 8 is what brings it up, and then you can adjust it. And so I modified both sides to copy one to the other and the reverse again, and which is okay. And just kind of centering it, scaling it, you can place it in there. The district is a little off center because of the TM logo, and then a square with the blue box using the eyedropper, and just I hide it so I don't have to see it again. And then just looking for the easiest things like the net weight, 10 ounces, 284 grams with parentheses, just making it a Helvetica bold, clicking on the type, character, and just changing the point size and the leading, the space between the two lines of type. And I can scale it out and just change it to white. I just duplicated it to do the number, and then duplicated the number and changed it, highlight it to make the K, and the shapes with the star tool, flip it so it's just a stroke, and group all that together. So that's pretty easy. You have all the text, and then the main one, roasted unsalted almonds, one text box, just highlight the almonds, make it bigger, change the leading. So they're both on the same line of type when you arch them, and just adjusting it, and then taking a look at the font that might be close to that roasted almond. Don't have one exactly like it, so just kind of giving you some freedom to pick the fonts to make it look good, and then trying to scale it so it's the right size, and then again going into the arched under envelope distort, knowing already that the roasted's too big, but just to get it going. Messing around in there, but just double click to isolate it in the isolation mode and change the text. Double click the roasted and you can change it to the color, it's kind of a gold color, and you can be free with it, trying to give you some graphic interpretations. And now the brush tools. This can be tricky, but I'm just going to use the arch. And when you click on it, it's hard to figure out which one's the fill and the stroke till you get used to it. So you can take the fill off, so it's just the stroke. And then it's just a matter of the graphics with the almonds. So I just taken the brush, drawn a little brush stroke there, eyedropper to get that same color, and then opening up the brush panels just to get these styles. And underside, some of these are a little textured in here. But I'm going for the ink, which is point on either side. And here it's just trying to draw the almonds. So it's using the brush, trying to change the stroke size and the uniform up here with the profile, just to get a thin and thick attachment here. And there it happens. And then trying to get a smaller stroke for the inside. So this is all set to points, so it lets me to make it equal transition in there. Once I have it, take the group it together with the white, and then just draw a brush stroke on top, and then just arrange them so they're one on top of the other. Here I'm just copying this almond over, rotating it, scaling it, changing the color. I could redo some of the graphics in there, so it's kind of your interpretation of that graphic. Come as close as you can, or give a new look to it, because you're using brushes, so you want to experiment with them. And here's the coloring around the white of the almond there, so just getting rid of the other pieces that aren't part of it. I copied the circle over to use the eyedrop to get the dark blue, and then taking a brush stroke. Here you can see I've brushed it, but I have it fill and stroke, so I got to get rid of the fill. So I select them all and get rid of the fill. I'm trying to get that texture, and now you see it all over top of it. So now you take the circle, put it in, paste it in front, and then select all of this to make a clipping mask, and that puts that piece over the top. And then I can undo it change the text if I need to, put the box back behind it, and just kind of clean it up a little bit. And then group all that together, then hide the layers behind it just to take a snapshot. I put a little stylized drop shadow behind it. Scooch it over a little bit here, and then just did a screen capture, screenshot of it. Deselect everything, and there you have it. Nice and clean.